Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Thomas. Tonight we're back here with the Nostalgia Critic. Tonight we got an interesting one and one from my childhood. We got the Spongebob movie. The first one, not the out of water one or the superhero one. Yeah, there's a lot. Anyway, he's actually not alone with this one. He's got Phantom Strider with him. So, this is going to be interesting. You always see Critic on Strider's channel, but now Strider's finally on Critic's channel. Or at least his turf. So let's take a look back at this Spongebob movie, huh? See if it holds up. Be sure to like, subscribe for more. Hope you enjoy. Let's go.
This episode brought to you by DoorDash, the app that brings you food you're craving right now, right to your door.
This was fun. Here we go. Oh, hey, Critic. Morning. Good nap?
You are so easy.
Easy. Up.
I don't have
there it is.
at all.
I mean, you're the SpongeBob movie. Everybody loves SpongeBob. I don't have to put any extra effort into reviewing you.
You said it, Poochie Kittens.
Hey! Okay, how you doing?
Camera, help me!
Hi, guys.
Hey, I can do that too.
What the hell is that?
Isn't he that Phantom Strider guy from YouTube?
Yeah, but I didn't think he was
Yeah,
literally
same
a
here.
phantom!
Well, that's just how my videos work. I can appear in front of any footage. Watch this. Hello.
Ah!
And for my next trick, I'll appear in front of Tamra.
This is too crazy. I'm gonna get out of here.
No, Tamara, wait!
Wait, too late. What the?
Well, this is new.
Oh, God, he got possessed.
What, you have his number?
I don't, I'm just guessing.
Hold on,
There.
critic. I heard you were going to review the SpongeBob movie.
Well, yes.
Strider, can you get out of her, please?
Well, as a SpongeBob expert, I think you'll find there's more to it than you thought.
I swear, is he gonna stay in that body throughout the whole thing? Anyway.
Released almost 20 years ago in 2004, the SpongeBob movie was originally supposed to be the season finale of the entire show. But because it was so popular,
series
Nickelodeon ordered several more seasons.
And then it wrapped up shortly after, right?
Yeah, not so
no.
much. The
Still
director
going.
and the creator of the series, Steven Hilberg, wasn't interested in doing more episodes past 3 seasons, so he split ways with Nickelodeon after the film came out. In many respects, this is the ending of SpongeBob. As some
least the
people,
original
including
continuity?
myself, believe that all the episodes after season 3 take place before the movie.
So the new SpongeBob episodes are kinda like watching the Star Wars prequels?
Yeah, some fans
Sounds
would
about
agree
right.
with that in more ways than one.
Oof.
Wow, I didn't know any of that. I honestly thought it was
Me
just
neither.
a silly movie for kids.
Well, I mean, it is, but in other ways,
Yeah, it's both
more than
ways.
that. It's part of an iconic history that's still being written today. Yet, interestingly, we know the conclusion to it.
I mean, that is kind of interesting.
Yeah, I guess it does make the film a little different.
Why don't you let him help out with the review?
Yeah, come on, critic. There's a ton we can talk about.
Okay, but can you unpossess Tamara?
Yeah,
I feel like I'm watching an
please.
Australian episode of Bob's Burgers or something.
Righto.
Ugh.
I feel like I'm crowded and alone at the same time.
I hear SpongeBob can help with that.
Really?
Or make it worse.
Eh.
Well, you two sit right over there and pretend like you're watching us review this.
Oh boy!
I can't wait to be a silent observer for 20 to 30 minutes.
Let's go back to 2004, what many call the height of cinematic comedies.
You mean animated comedies?
White Chicks isn't animated.
Are you sure?
No. Let's take a look at the SpongeBob SquarePants movie.
And there is actually a reason why it's like Silent Observer. This film has one of the weirdest introductions. Like, looking back at it, like, if you pop this in and saw this, you're gonna feel like you're just watching a completely different movie. But still, yeah. Huh, so the show was actually supposed to end after this? Huh. You know, the only show I actually seen that happen before was the Ed, Edd and Eddy movie. The Big Picture show? I think that was it, right? I might think it is something different. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. And then he actually did end the series with a movie. I guess SpongeBob was supposed to be the first, but I guess they changed their minds. So, let's take a look back at this classic and just take a look back at the SpongeBob movie. The first one, by the way.
Could have been with an
we
intro
go.
from the Pirates of the Caribbean. And the funny thing
Nope.
is, this opening could serve more as the movie's trailer than the actual movie itself.
SpongeBob Movie!
But then we wouldn't get one of my favorite teasers ever that somehow works in Das Boot, Crimson Tide, and Hunt for Red October.
Captain?
For a second, I thought I heard one. I thought I heard singing, sir.
That's clearly something only an adult would get, and I kinda love a SpongeBob teaser. It has the line, "What the hell?" and Mother of God in it.
What the hell is it? Mother of God.
Who lives in a pineapple under the sea? SpongeBob SquarePants.
I really respect that for a Nickelodeon movie, they could have just computer generated the background, the ship, everything, but they didn't.
No kidding.
They actually
Wait, they actually live action this?
to film these pirates dancing and singing at sea, despite it having no impact on the plot.
What the hell are you talking about? The reveal that the usher is the landlord's daughter from Spider-Man 2 reveals what snack they're gonna have while watching the film.
Not
The
really.
introduction of SpongeBob is also slightly unusual. He's not introduced like most characters trying to ease in newcomers. He's introduced almost like any other episode. He has a dream about becoming a manager, then just gets up and goes to work. I guess when
Basically,
you think about it,
TV
explaining
show.
the show's setup could make things even more confusing.
Yeah, I don't think anyone entering this film is unfamiliar with who SpongeBob is. They didn't need to set up a deep, self-contained narrative for critics to enjoy it. Like I guess some movies were supposed to.
Mr. Krabs will announce the new manager.
SpongeBob
Oh yeah,
is
the
excited
Krusty
because
Krab
Mr.
2.
Krabs is opening a new restaurant called the Krusty Krab 2. And he assumes he's
Electric
going to be
Boogaloo?
named manager.
Well, let's ask my wall of 374 consecutive Employee of the Month award.
Interesting side note, this
374?
would mean that SpongeBob has been working at the Krusty Krab for 31 years. Assuming he started working at 14, that would make SpongeBob roughly 45. So you can understand him wanting that promotion.
Dude, I'm 41. If he has that amount of relentless energy, I assure you he's cooking more than Krabby Patties.
Well, he is in his underwear the whole time.
Speaking of
I feel like he would be. I mean, considering how he acts a lot, you know, like the whole... it's kind of a running joke. Like, he's old enough to drive, he's a great cook, and yet still acts like a kid. Like, never understood that. I think it's like supposed to, like, draw in the younger crowd, which, fair enough. I mean, here, let me show you something real fast. So, we got Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy, which is a diehard fan of. Keep an eye on this one, the Peanut. Yeah, basically kids' restaurant back in the, well, in his world. So, you'd be surprised what happens in this movie. Like I said, moving along.
which, I'm not a fan when they show his ass.
Whoop. I was like, where'd the underwear go?
Like imagining what kind of sponge shits come out of this character.
Actually,
Yeah,
some
probably-
to say sea sponges release excrement through their mouths. So if you really want
Please
to
stop. Please stop.
I'm good, buddy. I'm good.
Yeah, stop.
Congratulations, buddy.
Now, how a starfish releases excrement is through their...
Stop! SpongeBob, no name biology here, please.
Tell you something, Squidward.
What?
Can't it wait until we get to work?
There's no shower at work.
The look on
Dude,
Squidward's face
if
is
only.
of shock, but also one of adding up the evidence.
Yep.
The new
Creepy.
restaurant is officially opened, as all of Bikini Bottom turns out for the ceremony.
Congratulations, Mr. Krabs.
Hello. I like money.
Ah, it's a Disney location.
Of course.
I've never even had one customer.
Plankton, who wants the Krabby Patty formula to take over the world,
This was a bit of a thing in the 90s.
tries
Yep.
to set up a diabolical scheme to have more people eat at his restaurant.
Plan Z, here it is. Oh.
Yeah, he completely forgot about this plan.
Apparently there's a Rule 34 of Plan Z.
Do we want to know? Ooh!
Promotion. Ooh, I think I stepped in something.
You know, just because there's no blood.
Psychopath much, huh? Yeesh.
SpongeBob doesn't make manager though, because Mr. Krabs says he's just not mature enough.
What I'm trying
Well, I mean, considering how he acts, he makes sense.
A kid. Did we establish he's like 45?
Well,
I
SpongeBob
think so.
in many respects is meant to be ageless.
But he has an age. It's 45.
Yeah, but reality's kind of
Didn't
flexible
they-
here. I tend to think he's an adult who acts like a kid in spirit.
No, I can't accept that. How can someone in his 40s still be considered a kid? Now let's continue to watch SpongeBob the movie like grown adults.
Okay.
And why?
It's very ass-based.
Whatever floats his boat. I'm not kink shaming.
Literally.
Meanwhile,
Yeah, also, wasn't there like a photo of SpongeBob's license plates that he actually is an adult? Or, I can't remember what season this was, or if it was before or after this movie, but still. I mean, sheesh, Mr. Krabs. do that to your own, like, best employee? And you're really trusting the lazy Squidward? I mean, jeez, I get the name, your manager, but come on, dude. You're gonna do SpongeBob dirty like that? Hey. You know, I actually made a comment back in the day. Like, I don't remember where. I think it was on Amy's Baking Company. I think I remember saying, like, if it wasn't for SpongeBob, Mr. Krabs wouldn't, the Krusty Krab wouldn't be as big as it was. I mean, I remember writing it down somewhere. I'm just not too sure where. But you gotta admit, without SpongeBob, the Krusty Krab would not be as big. I think we all agree on that, right? I don't know. To each their own, right? Anyway, moving along.
We cut to King Neptune,
and Neptune,
Tambor, and his daughter Mindy, played by Scarlett Johansson, who apparently loved being in the movie because she was a big fan of weird cartoons, particularly ones like Ren and Stimpy.
What does this crown do?
Covers your bald spot.
It's not bald. It's thinning.
She was actually
Sure.
so dedicated to the role that she even voiced Mindy in the video game.
Find a way out of here, get past the Cyclops, and back to the Krusty Krab too.
I also like the detail that she's meant to look like a fairly regular person, as opposed to a super doll.
He's got the face
Well, that's
features
because
for
they
it.
thought they were getting the other Ghost World actress.
Bro.
So,
Oh.
you have confessed to the crime of touching the king's crown.
Is that supposed to be a euphemism for something?
Now,
No, actual crown.
This is a cartoon for children,
See you next Tuesday.
most of the time.
20 years in the dungeon it is.
Daddy!
Mindy tries to encourage her father to be nicer, but when his crown is stolen by Plankton, he goes full king mode to find it.
Meanwhile, SpongeBob spends what should have been his
And Gooby
celebration
Goober,
party
everybody.
as a new manager, sulking in sorrows at Bikini Bottom's version of Chuck E. Cheese. He's a goofy goober, you know.
I'm a goofy goober, yeah. You're a goofy goober, yeah.
Fun fact, this is how most adults viewed SpongeBob when it first came out.
Waiter, 2 more, please. Waiter!
I always found it kind of strange seeing SpongeBob get drunk on ice cream here. Maybe he's just having a dramatic sugar crash?
Oh, you just haven't been having the right ice cream.
You know what? Yeah, I never really understood, like, I guess they were depressed, and I'll be real, I'm not too sure how many bowls he had, but, I mean, considering how we see SpongeBob in the morning, someone had to be spiking those ice creams. Like, now I think back at it, like, geesh, what the hell? Like, jeez, let's be real. I think if that happened, they would have had, like, the Better Business Bureau on their asses. Like, seriously, they pretty much had 2 kids basically act like drunks. Or adults in this case, but you know what I mean. Like, seriously, what was the ice cream parlor, like, spiking the thing? You know? Yeesh. Anyway.
The king pulls up to the Krusty Krab 2, searching for his crown.
Have this pole executed at once.
Okay, huge missed opportunity.
Yeah.
They should have shown that pole getting executed.
Oh, well, you haven't seen the sequels yet.
Do they do it there?
No, but in the announced SpongeBob Movie 25, I hear the pole gets a good
25?
arc.
I
If
stole
only.
your crown, signed Eugene Krabs! I'm on to you, Krabs! You have stolen the royal crown you cannot deny!
Well, he's showing more investment than Javier Bardem as King Triton.
Pretty much.
Plankton frames Mr. Krabs for stealing the crown
Yeesh!
and, say it with me, is frozen today. But SpongeBob says he can get his crown back so he can continue to cover up his bald head.
Bald!
Has anyone else noticed that both SpongeBob movies 1 and 3 are about a villain being bald? Feels like a rather strange
Really?
trope.
I, for one, am offended. This is clearly an agenda
Lex
to show
Luthor?
bald people are hideous monsters.
Oh, come on, critic. You think everyone reacts to your bald head the same way these characters do?
Then I'm not crying inside.
I'm
They're
good.
told the crown is in Shell City, so SpongeBob volunteers to get it in order to save Mr. Krabs. I love too that only now does Squidward actually notice something is going on.
Mr. Krabs!
That must have been quite an article on bikes he was reading.
Here, take this. It's a magical bag of winds. Open the bag of winds and you'll be blown back home.
If this is all sounding
Woo!
familiar, by
Stinky.
the way, that's because this is loosely based on Homer's Odyssey. The Bag
Odyssey?
of Winds, the Cyclops, even a siren all make appearances as a send-up
yeah.
to one of the
Huh.
greatest quests ever written.
Yes, but do the clan make an appearance like in O Brother Where Art Thou?
Well, technically no, but if the Krusty Krabs opened a 10th location, it would look a little...
Yeah, yeesh.
They hop aboard the paddy wagon, and I was gonna say I really want this thing to exist, but it already does, doesn't it?
Too many to count.
Yep.
And they make their way to Shell City, going past the county line.
You two dipsticks ain't gonna last 10 seconds over the county line.
You want to count that?
Actually, I'm not too far off as they immediately get carjacked.
SpongeBob just doesn't have much luck with burgers and theft.
Yeah, right? Wait, why is that right?
Because Burger King had several of their giant SpongeBob balloons stolen. In 10 different states, their giant promotional inflatables were taken. Some even received ransom notes demanding 10 Krabby Patties for their return. Many sold on eBay for as much as $1,000. Burger King even offered a year's supply of Whoppers for anyone who could get them back.
Wow, it's like the Capitol Hill riot, only intentionally funny.
Honestly, I think I would have gone for like the Rick and Morty fan base, you know, the whole Szechuan sauce incidents. But sheesh. Like, can you imagine that? Like, oi oi oi. Like, oi vey. Like, but seriously, the whole Krabby Patties, or we'll destroy it. Like, jeez. I know there are a lot of diehard fans out there, but sheesh, what is stealing inflatable SpongeBob from Burger King? Oi, what did Burger King ever do to you? Anyway, just gonna jump right back into the film. Commercials and all.
Plankton sells Krabby Patties at his restaurant along with a free bucket helmet that's secretly going to brainwash everyone. He also calls an assassin named Dennis to stop SpongeBob and Patrick in their tracks.
Sesame seed. Kill frogs.
Actually, he's voiced by Alec Baldwin.
I guess
really? Baldwin?
Hard to say many of us aren't afraid of him.
SpongeBob, look! Our car!
They find their car, but notice the keys are missing, so they go into the bar to try and get them. But they get distracted by bubbles!
Yep. But there is a rule at the bar. Again.
I can't find much to comment on with this one.
Just bubbles.
Me neither.
Just bubbles. Next scene.
Yeah, fuck the bubbles.
The thugs figure out someone's not tough enough to be in the bar, so SpongeBob and Patrick figure a way out.
DJ, time for the test.
Yeah, here we go again. You wish.
Actually, it's the
Gooby Goober theme song.
Sings along with it. But luckily, 2 other people are Goofy Goober fans as well, and they sing before they do.
Goofy, goofy, goober, goober, yeah!
Yeah, into the tip with them.
Not everything is film clips.
Everything is film clips. They get the key and make their
There
way
you go.
to probably my favorite joke in the movie, driving past a series of skulls that only keep adding up more and more the closer they get to the obvious threat.
Seriously.
The king has this big a body count.
Yeah. Oh, now you realize.
Patrick's underreaction is also pretty
Oh yeah.
hilarious.
Whoa. Hey,
Now,
dude,
he's just
really?
underselling it because he's about to become a meme.
Hey! Bye! There it is.
Ah, yes.
There's
a
the
bit more
scene.
pointing, but aside from that, a good meme.
And just as...
Yep. And also, geez. A lot of clips are kind of out of order, I noticed. But anyway, what are you gonna do? But still, yeah. The fact like Patrick's going, but with the giant freaking anglerfish or whatever that was, he was just like, whoa. Like Neo. What the hell? Like, sheesh. And like I said, remember I mentioned about that peanut thing? Yeah, like I said, becomes a major part of this. Moving along.
As the 2 of them are ready to give up, Mindy arrives.
Hey, wait a minute. If she can make it that far, why doesn't she get the crown?
I guess because Teenage Mutant
Continue.
Velma Meg wasn't as good a title.
I strongly Okay, I kind of agree now.
Yeah. Ouch.
She shows them that Bikini Bottom has been taken over by Plankton. But SpongeBob and Patrick think they can't save the day because they're just kids.
A couple of kids could never survive this journey. That's why
Don't
I guess
say
I
that.
just have to turn you into men.
Which version of this are we watching again?
I don't think we want to know.
Use mermaid magic to turn them into men.
AKA put a
and
mustache on 'em.
thinking They grew mustaches.
Only 51 minutes into the film, I think we can have our first song.
No, we're
and
men.
a pretty memorable one too.
Now that we're men, we got a manly flair. We got the stuff, we're tough enough to save the day.
Huh. I can't
Again,
have the big song
lucky.
sequence will include more of the characters like Squidward, Sandy, or Mrs. Puff. Where are those characters anyway?
Well, you're not the only
back
one
to
who
Bikini
knows
Bottom,
their
remember?
absence. While technically in the movie, the side characters were cut down quite a bit to keep the focus on SpongeBob and Patrick. Sandy even had
Fair.
a story where she returns to the surface and transforms into a real squirrel, causing Patrick to vomit repeatedly. She was going to be chased by Men in Black and help SpongeBob and Patrick get home near the end. But it was cut due to Nickelodeon saying they didn't like Sandy as a fugitive, and Patrick vomiting was too gross even for SpongeBob.
Did they see some of the later episodes?
Honestly, my guess would be no.
And again, different times.
Are captured by a
And
Scooby-Doo
Cyclops,
dog.
aka Guy in the Diving Suit.
I personally think this is the French narrator from the show, as a very similar looking diver is shown to be friends with Sandy in the episode Feral Creatures.
Sandy cheeks. How is it hanging?
Honestly, that would be
I mean,
pretty
different
funny if
face
all
scar,
his
but
shot
could
through
be,
Stowe
but I
style
don't know.
exploring was all just to put googly eyes on dead marine life.
Well, at least he didn't jump scare us this time. He was a real jerk
sure
in
about?
the video game.
Like so!
SpongeBob and Patrick are literally left out to dry as it suddenly becomes a Pixar film and they have to confront death.
We did all
Cool.
right for a couple of goofballs.
So I'll admit I've been liking the movie fine, but for the most part, it hasn't been that cinematic. Most of
True.
the shots in the
I
film
mean, it does look like it would
honestly
be a
just kinda
TV
look like shots
movie,
from the
not
show.
like, you know.
It's almost hard to tell the
Movie.
difference. When the diver appears, though, that's when it starts to look and feel like a movie. A much more threatening conflict is introduced and shot in a way that looks and feels like it's on a larger scale. And for a SpongeBob movie, this does get a little grim. Even the pirates in the
Yeah, look.
theater start tearing up.
Look at the other people, it's like, sheesh.
Nah, SpongeBob coming to an end. This is clearly a work of fiction.
Pretty much.
Tears manage to short-circuit the power, though, causing the sprinklers to turn on and bring all the sea creatures back. Because
Which-
real life.
Let's get that crown.
Right!
The fish then beat up the diver,
Yahoo!
SpongeBob and Patrick retrieving the crown.
Do
Yeehaw!
you still have that bag of wins?
I sure do. Here you go.
He found Captain Winky!
Credit.
Pretty much.
Everything is film clips!
Stop it!
They mess up using the bag of
Look.
wins, though, so there's only
Mostly
one
Patrick.
clear solution.
David Hasselhoff! Woohoo!
Hasselhoff said this actually made him more recognizable to future generations.
Really?
Many kids didn't grow up watching Knight Rider or Baywatch, but after appearing in this, he said he gets cheered at by younger crowds all the time.
This whole action sequence
Hi,
is pretty
Dennis.
great, as Dennis catches up with our heroes and they have their climax on David Hasselhoff.
That
Literally.
sounded wrong.
It felt wrong saying it.
They actually made a 14-foot Hasselhoff statue for filming these scenes. He recently sold it at an auction for $1 million. Perhaps the most expensive yet hilarious nightmare fuel ever to be sold.
No kidding. Youch!
Take it easy back there, fellas.
Admittedly, though, this scene might have been more epic and surreal if they used this footage.
This is a mess.
Critic, that's a bit harsh.
I know he's better, but come on, doesn't it make more sense he would see SpongeBob and Patrick running around him? He's even eating a Krabby Patty. It's practically its own commercial.
If only.
In all honesty, though, this does show what a great sense of humor he has, and like I mentioned before, this is all shot much more cinematic. It's like an epic showdown, but on SpongeBob terms. It's easily the most enjoyable part of the movie.
Wait, up! There we go.
It suddenly
is
turns
Krabs
into a
starting to go
zombie
up?
movie, though, as after
Yeah,
they return to
literally,
the
oh
crown,
boy.
Plankton's minions try to take over.
I am just a kid. But that's okay, because I did what everyone said a kid couldn't do.
There certainly isn't a new message in movies, but I have
True,
to admit,
true.
it really sticks with me. The message is basically, you are who you are. And I think that can be applied to a lot of adults that like SpongeBob, or kids coming to understand who
Or
they
people
are.
just like My Little
SpongeBob
Pony.
finds that being an adult is not about how mature you act or liking mature things. It's about being
Hey,
a
man.
confident, decent person.
And bills, it's about forever paying bills.
Yeah, that too.
Womp womp. Yep.
I'm a goofy goober!
It suddenly turns into an 80s music video because of course it does. It randomly brings deep
What?
to the big screen and plays by Captain EO rules
Woo!
as both love and
That's
music seem to
free!
set everybody free.
Plankton
Or just
is
a
somehow
guitar laser
defeated by
mostly.
this, and King Neptune agrees to unfreeze Mr. Krabs.
So accidentally, does that.
What the? I guess I had it set to real boy ending.
Well,
That's a thing?
that's what 2 out of 3 Pinocchio movies didn't accomplish last year. Yeah,
Skitty.
can't do a real boy most of those. Kind of odd.
SpongeBob is finally made into a manager, and the movie ends rather abruptly.
Yeah, like
But
so.
on the plus side, they do show us the pole getting executed. His little pole family showed up and everything.
What is your obsession?
Okay, how about another scene with the daughter from Spider-Man 2?
Actually, they do have that.
You folks have to leave.
Say that again, if you dare.
You folks have to leave.
Now.
Okay.
Wow.
It's not great, but the main focus makes it special.
And that's basically what many people think of this movie. Okay, nobody sees this as a masterpiece, but it certainly captures a
Definitely
simpler
just
time
that
of
fun
watching
time, and
something
it's just
laid back
feels like
and
SpongeBob.
goofy. I've always found something comforting knowing that no matter what they do with SpongeBob in later
Yeah?
seasons, this is how it's all going to wrap up.
Freezer, I think.
Steven Spielberg ended his run the way he wanted.
In the fridge, too, I don't know.
Nothing can change that. It's
come
got a
down a
nice
second.
lesson that probably isn't going to change any lives, but it can still be appreciated in its own way.
Little kids thing.
Yeah, I can't pretend this is a film I would watch more than once, but the senior moments are pretty fun to think back on, and it's got a lot of bright and colorful imagery to laugh at. Well, I can't pretend this is going to leave a huge impact on me for those who grew up with
But again, it's SpongeBob.
I
What do
definitely
you
see
expect?
why it did for them.
True.
And thanks so much to Phantom Strider for helping me out with this review.
Hey, no problem, critic. Glad to be here. But I have to ask, is Tamara going to be okay?
Yeah, why wouldn't she be?
It's like I was in control of my body, but I was seeing things in an Australian and also somehow Canadian way.
Canadian? Strider, right.
I don't know.
Or is that Tamara? I don't know.
I don't know.
I know it's... Oh, boy. Ugh. I know. I think Strider just traumatized poor Tamara.
Okay.
I'm a
Fair.
nostalgia critic guy, remember it? So you don't have to.
Thanks for stopping by.
See you next Tuesday.
Oh. Wait. Oh. I see. I don't know. That took me a second. I was like, wait, what's going on? Anyway, I gotta go check on something. But yeah, this is definitely one of those films that, as a kid, you definitely like, since, you know, SpongeBob. But looking back at it, dang, on innuendos and stuff that was just like, how have you not been dead? Anyway, hope you enjoyed. Till next time, adios.